Tattoos? Why would you do that to yourself? Was at work today and was doing my normal thing. I work at a desert place where most of my co-workers and myself are college students and hourly isn't as good, so I try to be as polite as I can to earn tips for my co-workers, and a lady comes in with her child and I do my usual thing, me, "Hey, how are you, child?" Excitedly orders some ice cream. EP looks at me up and down and pulls her child away from the POS. EP, please don't talk to my child. Looks at her child. These are people you should avoid. Don't be like him. EP, GD, why would you do that to yourself? You look dirty. I have forearm sleeve on both arms. A Japanese dragon to remember my dad who passed 4 years ago when I was 14. And Japanese clouds on my other arm as a reminder for my mental health to be free and open-minded. I carefully explained to her that these tattoos are to tell a story and doesn't make me a bad person. I said this also to mainly reassure the child I wasn't a bad person. EP, I didn't come for your life story, I came for ice cream. Now can I order? Me. Then I don't understand why your input was needed in the first place. It's part of my culture, and if you can't respect something you don't understand, then I suggest you go somewhere else, because I won't serve you. EP then begins to throw racial slurs until a family behind her starts arguing with her and defends me. I wasn't exactly too sure what was being said as I just got my manager to help sort the situation out. The kid did start crying because his mom was being yelled at by a whole family. Another customer, holy sh, can you shut your kid up? Manager and I both realized the kid doesn't need to go through all of that from here. My manager kicks the lady out and that was the end of it. The family that stayed behind did tip me $20, which was pretty nice. There's much more to someone's story that can be told rather than from just their physical appearance. Honestly, my mom has never liked tattoos. Wouldn't dream of commenting on them to those who have them though. My first was a silhouette of a cat watching a butterfly with her signature under. And she got really touched. The only thing she's asked me not to get is a rose. She finds them tacky. She laughed loudly when I snapped her a photo of my brand new rose tattoo logo from Dropkick Murphys yesterday. My parents don't like tattoos either, but my brother and I both have them, so they tolerate it. I got my mom's initial tattooed behind my ear, and when I showed it to her, she said, "Why would you get that?" In the spur of the moment I said, "Because you're always in my DN ear." She laughed and said she loved it. By the way, my mom and I are best friends and she's only in my ear by telling me to be safe while at college, so it wasn't taken as an insult. My mother hates tattoos, but begrudgingly admitted she loved the tat my sister got. It was an illustration from a poetry book they both love. She said, "Fine, honestly that's very pretty. Just never get a face tattoo." And guess what my sister's next tat was? She has the number 13 tatted on the side of her face, where sideburns would be. If she had them, my mother was livid at first, but now grumbles about it and says at least it's well done. She now knows not to tell us what not to do. Don't get a face tattoo equals face tattoo. Don't get any piercings equals sister gets a nose piercing and I get 3 more ear piercings. Don't dye your hair any crazy colors equals other sister comes home with purple hair. One of my favorite customers looked at me recently and jokingly said, "Hey, someone has been writing and drawing on your arms." I joked back, "Yeah, someone got me while I was asleep." Customer, well, at least they will wash off me. I hope not. I paid a lot for those and they all have meaning. Customer, they're real. Oh, I didn't realize. A few seconds later, customer, you used to be my favorite cashier, but I won't be coming to you anymore. Not with those things on you. Me, okay, but just a FYI, most of the cashiers have tattoos. And as a manager I'm giving you warning that discrimination or harassment because of our tattoos will not be tolerated. Here's your receipt and have a blessed day. Poor kid just wanted some ice cream, but stupid mother decided to ruin everything by thinking people with tattoos are like former jail inmates. Sigh, FG, hate stereotypes. I feel really bad for the kid. I hope he got ice cream somewhere and his monster mom didn't ruin it. My clown detector is off the charts. I'm not talking about you, so don't take it personally. I'm heavily tattooed, mind you. I'm also an old man, and I've had stuff like this happen to me more times than I can count. The usual stuff like I'll never have a job looking like that. I must be a drug dealer, etc. Look lady, I'm an engineer, and make 6 digits a year. Could you move over? I just want to buy some cheese. I have always liked tattoos. I finally got my first about a year ago. I have it on my calf so it's easily hidden. I didn't put it there for that reason but because I will hopefully be losing weight and figured that is the area that will change the least. As a cashier I tend to compliment people's tattoos. I'm glad yours have meaning up. I have heard stories of regretting getting a fad tattoo. Mine isn't anything grand. It's just Eevee from Pokemon, but it's a game series I love. I didn't want to just get a Pokeball or Pikachu. So Eevee, I plan on getting more symbols of games, anime and shows I really enjoy. My big one I want it to symbolize my family. I want it to be wolves or dragons, but I don't know which. It's something that's going to have a lot of meaning for me, so I want it to be perfect. TBH, this woman just sounds racist. Her behavior likely didn't have anything to do with the tattoos. That was just a detail. She literally was coaching her child to be racist by saying avoid these people. Called OP, dirty, a loaded term historically used to denigrate ethnic, foreigners, indigenous and black people. And then she added the comment about the tattoo probably because of the nature of the design having a cultural appearance. But she betrayed herself as a racist by immediately devolving into racial slurs the moment the OP had a perfectly normal reaction to being treated rudely. YTF would she even order food from someone she considers dirty in the first place? People have lost their DN minds. My favorite part is that people like her are very adamant to let you know they feel you are beneath them and then demand you serve them with a smile. Further dehumanizing by requesting deference. And then they get angry when, unlike in the 1700s, the person they are racist towards acts with autonomy and tells them we won't serve them. It's like, okay, well, if you feel like those people are beneath you, make your own FG ice cream then. And of course, she is teaching all of this to her child, so we end up with a new generation of bigots and the cycle never stops. When I was in college, a teacher joked she had gotten a rose tattooed on her breast when she was young. Then she said it's now a long-stemmed rose. Obviously. She had a great sense of humor. One of our servers at a restaurant we used to frequent had a new tattoo, freshly wrapped with plastic to protect it from infection. It was a spiral with a party hat. I asked her what it meant, and she said the spiral represented life, and the hat was a celebration. Celebrate life. My brother has a small tattoo that says Memento Mori, or remember that you will die, which is also a way to say celebrate life. My other brother has a semicolon to remind him of his suicide attempt, and how the rest of his life is what comes after. Again, celebrate life. So many ways to say the same thing. Love you all. I work in a busy pub and I'm pretty covered in tattoos. None of them have a story, I just decided I liked them enough to get them etched permanently. The only ones you can see when I'm at work is my sleeve, and I usually have people admiring it, telling me it's nice or whatever. Once had a guy full on grab my arm out of nowhere while I was busy trying to run drinks so he could twist my arm in ways it wouldn't go so he could inspect it. I'm not very confrontational, so I just stood awkwardly until he let go of my arm, looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Why the FK would you do that to yourself?" Both my mom and dad had different opinions when I got my first tattoo. It's on my inner forearm and it's of the Dragon Slayer sword from Berserk surrounded by 3 roses. My mom was pretty adamant but said, just don't end up with something stupid. My dad, Jesus, when I mentioned I had an appointment lined up for a tattoo, my dad goes off on me, saying, I don't want to hear and I don't care what kind of filth you put on your body. I'm guessing he said that to guilt me out of it, but I got it. And I find this tattoo kinda ominous because I had this tattoo planned for a while, but I got it I think like 2 days after the creator Kentaro Miura passed away. An assistant manager at a place I used to work at had a tattoo of a naked Betty Boop clingy to Dopey the dwarf on his inner forearm. He had to regularly shave there regularly so that poor Betty didn't get hairy legs. That's one of the 2 reasons I've never gotten a tattoo. I don't have much hairless canvas to work with, and I've never really had anything that I wanted etched into my skin forever. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification. See you on another video. Bye.